Good evening, everybody.
Blessings. Good to see you all.
Here with my brother, Rabbi Scott, once again for our weekly conversation. This year we're going to kind of talk about... Hey, look. That's me. Wow. Who's that? Zach and... Alright. As one door closed, as many of you know, my brother and the rest of us are no longer... Some of us are no longer at BHS. Now it's completely Baruch Eloheinu. The Havdalah portion of Baruch Eloheinu will be coming at a later date. Look for a big announcement on that coming soon. We wish nothing but blessing upon those wonderful people at BHS. So that being said, God bless you guys.
Absolutely. Shalom, and may you continue to walk in and display His grace in all that you do.
Amen. New beginnings. They're a good thing. They can be kind of scary for some people, but that's where we've talked about before, where you have to walk by faith, not by sight, so to speak. So.
In the scriptures, there's a particular passage that keeps coming to mind, and in English, it basically goes, a house that is not built by the Lord cannot stand. So, as you journey forward, as we journey forward, it'll be fully with Hashem, fully with His grace, fully with all that He is in our lives, and then as we receive these things, we're going to simply continue to pour or as the gospel says, impart what we receive from the Lord onto others. Whether it's the blessings, whether it's the giftings, whether it's the knowledge and the tools that we received at BH, we'll just continue to impart these things forward onto the other generations. That way they can continue to rise up and have a better life, and while having a better life, reflect His goodness, His grace, and just how awesome He is.
So, a few people over since the Gregorian New Year have asked me over the last few days, what's your New Year's resolution? And I've told them, well, I don't exactly have a New Year's resolution per se, because every day is another day. It's another chance to get that much better than you were yesterday. So instead of, I'm going to get fit in 10 days and while everybody by spring break,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Every day is a chance to be that much better than you were the day before. So instead of that year long, I'm gonna by summertime I'm gonna rock the 6-pack and whatever else. You know what? Today I'm better than I was yesterday. Yeah. And even more so than I was 2 days before.
Yeah, the funny thing, and you do it in powerlifting, and in bodybuilding, the same thing. A lot of guys will get involved in it, and females too, and they'll say, okay, this summer I'm gonna be going to the beach or what have you, or I remember in the neighborhood guys would be like, I'm gonna get in shape and watch this summer I'm gonna be walking around the neighborhood with no shirt on, and it, like faith, like your walk with God, you have to keep digging into the Word, going to the gym. You have to keep doing it, and then you begin to see the results. It's by letting go of the bad habits and embracing the good habits. It's by letting go of the false teachings of the world and grabbing a hold of the truth of God that you begin to change. But you can't hold on to both and make it happen. You have to resolve to dedicate yourself.
So basically what you're getting at is when you say let go of the bad habits, you have to discipline yourself or become disciplined in your studying, in your working out,
Mm-hmm.
in your daily lives. You have to do so with a certain discipline instead of kind of lucid about things and oh well, I'm gonna today I didn't feel like working out, so I'm not going to, and I expect to have those results down the road.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No.
you don't get results by wishing things to happen. You got to get up, study, work out, put that work in to
Yeah.
go. But do so according to the word and according or in a way that's going to honor Hashem.
Yeah. What is it? One of the guys in the Messianic movement that I've admired for years. He Joel Chernoff. Uh, he always maintains a level of being outgoing, being aware of his walk with God and what it is that he's doing for the kingdom. He always kind of maintains that, and I see that in a lot of other men of God and women of God, and that's a thing. It's a maintained, steady, fully walking in that faith of God, that assurance, that certainty, and very much, very similar to working out. You don't go in there doubting you're going to get your day's work in. You go in there knowing you're going to get your day's work in. And in the kingdom, you have to know. You cannot rest on uncertainty or on being unsure of who God is to you and who you are to Him, because then that leaves gaps or footholds, as the Haftorah says, for the adversary to get in there and disrupt your thoughts and your programming.
That's where the fear, doubt,
Mm-hmm.
and insecurity and depression kind of creeps in.
Yeah.
And you can't give any kind of credence to that because it has no place in your life or my life or anybody watching's life.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you're always focused on the word and do so. Practice your faith, but practice it in with a boldness that you that you believe without with 100% certainty that His word is what it is, and every last word in the Bible is true. And I've heard you say it that God's word never comes back unfulfilled. So
Yeah. God speaks to each and every one of His children on a regular basis. He speaks to them each in their own unique way, to a way that they'll receive it, they'll get it. And so be open to that and understand that your feelings and what God says are often separate. Understand that His word isn't going to come back void, and that your life, your pattern, the plan that He has written out for you this year, as He does every year, it's up to us to walk that path out. And He'll meet us there. He'll be the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night all along the journey. But we have to make the journey. And so I encourage you to be willing to make the journey, whether it's hiking up hills or walking through valleys. Know who your God is and know He's there right beside you. And be certain, just as certain as when you hit the gym that you're going to go move that weight. Know that God has everything in control. And that He is on the throne. And He is most certainly the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords.
For those people who are watching, feel free to ask a question either during the live stream or message me afterwards. If you have any questions that you, for those people watching on YouTube, we will start uploading the live stream to YouTube as well. So there will be another, for those people who don't have, friends who don't have Facebook, you can still send it to them that way. And from today going forward, it will be a public feed, a public upload, so you can just look it up on Google or whatever. But to email us questions, it's baruchelohenu.sa@gmail.com. So feel free. There's, as my brother said, time and time again, there's no such thing as a bad question or a stupid one. Some of my old military counterparts would probably question that, but
Yeah.
theologically, religious-based questions are welcome. If you want to talk about different faiths, that's fine. If you want to ask about how one book relates to another, that's, those are welcome.
Yeah. And I see Brother Billy's watching. So shalom, Billy. Good to see you. I pray all is well with you and the fire department. Again, I'm always really big on first responders and military service people. They do a lot behind the scenes for our community, for people. My father-in-law is a former police chief, so they do a lot, and so.
Well, speaking of that, today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so those guys who here in Leon Valley and San Antonio who are wearing the badge and walking that walk, thank you for everything that you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you get the opportunity and you're passing by a veteran or a service member or an officer of the law, EMS, fire department, what have you, thank them for their service. They're not out there making $1 million. They're out there because they care about their community. So thank them for their service, and, set forth that seed of goodness in your community, in your area.
Also, for those people watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit the share button so we can put this out to everybody. Are you going to do anything different, any special insights for this Thursday's class? Which, by the way, 201 Harriman Place, 7 p.m. Come on out and join us. It's over by Collins Gardens Elementary on the south side of San Antonio. Everybody is welcome. If you're watching this video, you are welcome and invited to attend. If somebody shares this video and you watch this video, you are invited to come out and join us. 201 Harriman Place on the south side of San Antonio.
We'll be, I know this Thursday for the Shoresh class, we'll be talking about the attributes of the king and how those relate, and with respect, there will still be the shear class, the dance class, and I think next month we're going to be kicking off I think it's next month or next week, Hebrew class is back in full swing. So if you want to learn biblical Hebrew, a conversational Hebrew, we have a wonderful teacher who took her ulpan in Israel. So if you want to learn Yiddish, well, that's going to be next season, okay? So come out. It's a fun time. We start out with worship because we should start out with worship every day. From the Modeh Ani that we say in the morning to just thanking Him for all that He is at night. So be encouraged. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make His face to shine upon each and every one of you. Blessings and shalom.
Also, come on out this Saturday for the Boker Shabbat service, 201 Herman Place. My brother will be giving the message. From my understanding, it's supposed to be a pretty intense message. So come on out and join us. It's one thing to see it live if you're out of town, but the entire Messianic service is something everybody should experience, because it's just phenomenal from start to finish. And afterwards, the oneg's usually really, really good with fellowship food. That's a great time as well. So
all of you relatives and friends, we fully anticipate seeing you there.
Well, with all that being said, since there aren't any questions, God bless, shalom. Send your questions in, baruchelohenu.sa@gmail.com, or message myself, my brother, my sister-in-law Yiska, to their Facebook pages, and we will get those questions answered on Facebook Live or on YouTube. If you email us, we will go ahead and reply back and answer you here on the stream. So,
yep.
That being said, God bless, shalom. Hope to see each and every one of you, and then some, Thursday and Saturday morning.
Yep. Shalom.